What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clyde in the show. You've probably seen something similar to this before. I don't care. I wanted to do a easy mode, kinda, gold solo guide for those of you out there who still solo. For those of you out there who want to get your lone wolf banner, if you want to get the basics down of soloing, if you want to have a little bit better understanding of the Geth trooper, what his strengths and weaknesses are, how to spec him out, yada yada yada, this guide's for you. Alright? There's probably some people on here who might know a little bit better than me. As I said before, there's a couple videos that exist already for, the easy gold solos. I'm sure you can scour YouTube and find a couple, but a friend of mine is specifically using this setup, the Geth Trooper Soldier. Obviously I have him aptly named Fire Flame. Whatever, you can say whatever you want. You guys want to throw in the comments, I'm okay with it, it's fine. I'm not a big fan of the character itself, specifically the flamer part. Beyond that, I love him because, of course, number one, he's a Geth character. And every Geth character comes outfitted with Hunter mode, which is, as we all know, or some of you may know, one of the most OP powers in the game, and literally turns him into a walking Geth scanner, for one, so you can see through everything. You can see where all the enemies on the map are. On top of that, and I'm going to go through this real quick, I'm going to go and probably respec this while I break it down for you guys, because I'm not going to run with what I have set up currently. I'm going to do something a little bit different, but yeah, Hunter mode is ridiculous. So for those of you who don't use Hunter mode or aren't sure what makes it so great, I'm going to show you. It's absurd. Now obviously there is the downside, which is that, as you can see, if you look all the way at the bottom, the shields are reduced by 50%. That's a big deal, especially if you're going to be out there soloing. So how do you counteract that? I'm going to get into that now. Alright, so let's go, and for new soloers, you want to do Giant Reaper. There's other maps that are easy to solo. Firebase White is one of them. Some would argue Firebase White is easier. I don't know that I feel that way. But at the same time, again, it's all preference. So let's jump into this, and I'll kind of walk you through how I'm gonna build him for this particular video, for this challenge, or whatever you want to call it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset, because alright, so Flamer. Alright, you're going against Reapers. Biggest trouble you're going to have is armored characters. Armored bad guys. So, what do you want to do? You want to get all your points in. You definitely want the range, obviously, so you can stand back a little bit further, out of the way. Damage versus duration, do the math. I tend to go with damage, just because I don't want to be standing there for 8 seconds, and I'm probably never going to be actually standing there with the flamer on for that long. And then you want armor damage. Most of the stuff that's going to give you trouble is going to be armored. That's going to be the Banshees, the Brutes, and the Ravagers. So now you have your flamer ready to go to take them down as quickly as possible. Fortification. Now, a minute ago I mentioned that with Hunter mode on, you lose shields. So, what better way to get them back than to have a built-in additional shields with Fortification. And if you take a look down at the bottom right, you instantly have 25% damage reduction. So, instead of cutting your shields in half, you instantly get about a quarter of that back with effective damage reduction. Very important stuff. Alright, I'm not going to go full fortification because I need the points for something else. Alright. What you can do, and I like to mess around with this when I'm just using him otherwise, because I don't use him with the flamer. I tend to use him as a weapon platform, which I find to be a lot more fun. But again, we'll stick to what we're doing for now. Obviously, you want the damage protection. The melee damage is only when the fortification is turned off. So if you ever mess around with this and you want to turn him into a melee character, remember, you have to turn that off to get the benefits of that bonus. So you have to remember to kind of switch it on and off while you're running around doing melee. I don't particularly like to do that, but if I'm going to go melee, then hey, it's what you got to do to get the bonus. So deal with it. Alright, this is a tough choice here, and I'm going to tell you why. For one, if you're soloing, you kind of want to get as much damage as you can, so that you can kill stuff as fast as you can. Power damage, an additional 30%, it's a lot. The same time, if you're new to soloing, and if you're just soloing in general, survivability is very important. So what do you go with? Well, for my money, I would normally go with power damage and force, but I'm going to go with the shield recharge rate for now. Okay. The power speed penalty at 6 versus the damage protection. I'm not going to take this rank, but if you feel like you need the additional protection, then you would obviously take the damage reduction. This is your choice. If, again, survivability is what you're going for, then the shield recharge rate is definitely going to come in handy. Alright? I'll leave that up to you guys to choose how you want to spec that. Now, I'm going to go to advanced hardware. I'm going to skip over the other two. I'll get back to them in a minute. Alright, now because I took the shield recharge there, I'm going to go 5 ranks fitness, and I'm going to take this shield charge bonus, or shield recharge delay. Alright, that way I get 25% here, I get an additional 15% in the other one, and I'm going to get to the gear that I'm going to use, which will help that even further. Alright, I'm going to go 4 ranks here. I'm going to take this bonus, which gives me an additional 10% power damage. Now, I know I'm not thrilled about it. I know I'm leaving 15% on the table, but the reason I'm doing that is so I can take max hunter mode. So, I'm going to take max hunter mode, movement speed, damage bonus, which counts towards powers. Okay, I would normally go weapon accuracy since I'm using an acolyte for this challenge. I can skip that because I don't really need accuracy on that. The bullets will bounce all over the place for me. So I'm going to take the power recharge, which flamer recharge is pretty fast anyway, so that's not going to be an issue. Alright, you get an additional 15% on all your powers here. Normally rate of fire is a pretty good thing to take, so if you're using whatever type of weapon you'd want to use, Typhoon, Hurricane, Falcon, Piranha, Wraith, whatever, it doesn't matter. Rate of fire coupled with the accuracy can improve the performance of a lot of different weapons. Alright, but for this we're going damage, for power damage. Now at rank 6, some people choose to take the damage bonus. It's an additional 10%. That goes for powers and weapons. However, you get an additional 10% movement speed, and you can see 24 meters around you. So for this challenge, I'm going to take speed and vision, and I encourage people to take speed and vision all the time. An additional 20% movement speed, that's like using an adrenaline 2. You don't need to have an adrenaline 2 because you have hunter mode. Along with hunter mode, you don't need to use Geth scanner, so that means you can use something different in your gear spot. So I'm going to take speed and vision, and that's going to complete the build. So now I have effectively, you have 1400 shields. You take half off because of hunter mode, and then your fortification gives you 30% damage reduction. So technically, you have, I mean, my math is probably really bad, so you technically have close to 1,000 shields, which is not the worst. Right? It's no worse than using a vanilla human or a Quarian in terms of the effective shields that you have. Alright? So let's not fret too much about that. Now that we're on with that, I'm going to show you what gear we want to use to really get the most out of this. Now, first of all, the weapon I'm going to use is the Acolyte. Again, I'm mirroring what my friend's using to try to help out, to show how I would do it, and then you guys can tweak it as you want to and make it work the way you think is best for your playstyle. And again, you guys have tried to do this or whatever, I'm sure, multiple times, so whatever you think works best, you go with that. Alright, I'm going to go with the heavy barrel so I can get the most out of this in terms of damage per shot. It's a shield stripper. You're not going to knock anything over with this. You're not going to one-shot kill anything in the map with this. You are going to be using Flamer the entire match. Alright, and that's why I have the power magnifier on here on top of it, the additional 30% damage for my powers. And of course, because it's an Acolyte, it's super light. Even with the heavy barrel, it's only 190% recharge speed. I think you'll be alright. Alright, going into your gear. Now, first thing I'm going to do, obviously, you want to use a Cyclonic modulator. If you don't have a 4, use a 3. Doubles your shields right off. Boom. Okay? Ammo bonus. I'm going to go with Incendiary, and I'm going to tell you why. Easy, because everything is better with cheese. Alright? No, it's not just that. The Incendiary effect stacked with the Flamer effect means more damage over time. So you hit something with the Incendiary shot from the Acolyte, you hit it with a Flamer, the damage over time stacks up, kills stuff instantly. Not instantly, but you know, fast enough. Obviously I'm going to bring a pistol in. And last but not least, I have a couple of different ideas for what I want to use here. Because you have the Cyclonic modulator, you could go with a multi-capacitor, which will make your shields recharge even faster. With the Fortification recharge speed, with the Fortification shield recharge speed, coupled with the advanced hardware recharge speed, the fitness one, whatever that one was called, your shields will grow back a lot faster, which means instead of having to take cover and sit and wait for shields all the time, your shields will start to regenerate at a quicker rate. That's one way you could go. Now that gives you 15%, but a better option, if that's the way you want to go, is a Stronghold Package. 20% more shields and 12% shield regen speed. I like that idea. Alright? Survivor loadout. If you want additional shields and additional ops packs, if you think that that's something that's going to help you in this solo, if you've tried a bunch of times and you find yourself running out of ops packs sooner, maybe this would be a good option for you. Let me see. Mental Focuser, if you want to get the additional power damage for the Flamer, a better choice in that respect would be the Engineering Kit to tech power, because it's Flamer, so that extra 3%, probably not that big of a difference, but still something that you could use. Let's see here. Armor compartments. If you want to missile everything in sight, you know, all those banshees can get to be a bit annoying. I could definitely understand if you wanted to use armor compartments. I find myself raging at this game quite a bit myself. So again, just another option. For this though, I am going to go with the Stronghold Package. Alright, so I have 150% shield bonus here, another 20 there. I'll post the build in the video description, because you know, I don't actually know how to do the math on that. I don't know where the 150 comes from or where it goes. If you add the 150% on top before you take the half off for hunter mode, so I'll let the build figure it out, and I'll post it in the description, and then we can figure out together what that all means. So that's the build I'm gonna go with. Let's go kill some Reapers.
lost a strategic location.
First of all, let's turn everything on.
We got multiple enemies spotted. Secure the area. Acknowledged.
Now, because this is Firebase Giant, you can start right here at LZ. And yes, I know I'm moving pretty fast. Obviously, used to doing a lot of soloing. And all I'm doing is just going from location to location. Just trying to kill as fast as I can without being too exposed. Now, eventually, all these enemies are going to start rushing me because I've killed most of the wave budget. Last guy. Yeah. Once you get down to the end of the wave budgets, what you'll find happening is
only one more enemy.
You'll see a bunch of the enemies start rushing. Because basically they all come and try to find you and take you down. You know, to make it a little bit more difficult. Later waves, that can be a bit challenging. When you have banshees bearing down on you all at once, brutes, ravagers will come out from hiding and try to get you. You know, I definitely am getting away from the strategy, which is to just kind of stay back and in the safe area here, which is basically the area close to LZ, and let the bad guys leave. You see what I mean about the flame? I'm not going to do too much, just kind of, you know, hit it with the flamer for a bit, let the damage pile up for a second or two. The husks are really nice for that because they just kind of take a shot and basically everything just kind of melts, man. So you just have to make sure you're not staying exposed for too long. It's like the longest I've used to clean the whole game. So that's basically it. You just kind of stand back, let them walk into the flames, and
Alliance needs research data from here. Get on a terminal and store.
Yeah, let them walk into the flames. Let them kill themselves, basically. And all you're doing is standing back to try to keep yourself out of harm's way as much as possible. Now, if things get hectic here, I will show you exactly what to do in order to keep yourself safe. Everything's kind of back, so hoping that everything stays that way. It would be really nice if I could finish this hack without having to back out or leave at all. Alright, Banshee, beautiful. Alright, so the Banshee chased me out. So what you want to do is you want to come to where everything gets away from the hack. Now, under normal circumstances, I would stay, fight them out, and, you know, be all Mr. Super extra good at the game guy or whatever you want, however you want to describe it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to draw that Banshee out and away from the hack so I can go back and do what I need to do. So hopefully you want the Banshee and all the bad guys to come out, and you want them to come this way so that when you traverse the map the front way, alright, now you stop the Banshee, which is something that is very important to be able to do at times in these solos, because let's face it, there's nothing else that's going to make you leave this hack other than the Banshee. And if you look around here, a lot of the other stuff is still kind of hanging out. They're all still over here, kind of. But this hack's just about done, so just that little bit of kiting saved me from having to use a lot of time here. This is where I can find myself in trouble, because everything has eyes on it. Everything. And that Banshee's probably going to come through that wall at some point, so what do I want to do? I'm going to back out, get some ammo, just play it safe, you know what I mean? No reason to go get greedy, get them all at once. That's that. 3 waves survive. So that's basically the strategy, man. Just kind of stand back. Let the Acolyte do what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to strip the shields. Let it strip the shields. You know, you're supposed to just kind of add a little bit of incendiary effect. Let the incendiary effect do what it's supposed to do, coupled with the flamer. And, I'm kind of just babbling here a little bit because, you know, this isn't anything spectacular. It's just, yeah, grab it, you stay right there, barbecue this brute. I'm sorry, brute. Yeah, this one's going to come inside, so I'm going to... So you see I'm just kind of hovering around so the brute kind of caught me off guard there. No biggie. But because I'm such a tank, because I have so much shields, come in here, get out of the way. Raptors kind of have me pinned in, which is not the best place for me, but I definitely have to watch my back here. I saw that husk when he went around this wall here. But, I mean, again, this isn't anything that you guys can't do. You know, if you played a little bit, if you can hold your own in a goal game. See, I'm playing reckless here, of course, because I get super impatient. But just be cautious. Just get out of the way and let your powers do what they're supposed to do. You know, he's fast enough, as you can see. He runs up. You can get away from everything in the game with the dodge. You do plenty of damage to everything. Now the banshees, I'm going to try my best to kind of do this so we can see how best to deal with banshees. They both will stop. Now normally you have one stop and one keep going. That's it. So stop. So while they stop, you get someplace, step back, barbecue. Very simple. I hear them coming. I know they're going to come back here to get at me. What I wanted to do is I wanted those brutes to come out of here, because if not, then they're going to pin me in behind this wall, which... This is where that Cyclonic comes into play. Alright, so she's gone. So basically, you have the perfect combination here, because you have a power that deals with shields, your acolyte. You have a power that deals with the armor. And of course, she's going to come this way to try to pinch me between those cannibals and herself, and it's not going to work. And so it's a combination of things. It's what people refer to as DPS, which is damage per second. There's still one more bench, so I'm going to try to get out of here. Not out of here, but just kind of get all my ducks in a row so that I can... When I can deal with this banshee face to face without getting snuck up on. And yes, I let the banshee step right in front of me before I went to dodge, because as we know, you can stop a banshee if you do enough damage to it. So try to use the acolyte when the barriers are up, and once you get down to the armor, hit it with fire. panic. Am I in the hack? That counts. This brute is really messing me up. So, again, another hack. Don't be impatient. Just get out of there. And the center hack on this map can be a pain in the neck because there's not really anywhere for you to go to get them far enough away so that you can get back into the hack and get back to work. If you go up towards LZ, well, the Ravagers will be back there before you've even gotten everything else away. The Marauders, they're gonna camp there. It doesn't matter what you do. So I'm gonna go back in the back way here because they should be all on the far side.
Halfway through. Maintain the
And I'm hopeful that my position here, you can kind of see. I got a Marauder trying to sneak up, but he's not gonna come get me. He's going to take cover there. He's going to wait till those brutes come down. And once those brutes get over here, then everything's going to try to kind of pin me in like they had before. And as you can see, the Ravager.
connection down. Get closer. Security breach.
Security breach. Good. So, I'm done with that. Now they got to come get me. Come get me. So, back to the safe zone. Stay back here. Death to all. You know, just stand there. You're not gonna walk through this fire. Don't be silly. So, that's that. It's really awesome when they all group up like that, and you can just stand back in the safe zone. You don't have to put yourself in harm's way. You don't have to look for anything. Now again, here I go, being Rambo. But there's no need for that. You don't care how much time it takes. It doesn't matter. See, I got 2 with the Acolyte there. That's always nice. Hit multiple enemies with a single shot. Try to work against it. Nice, I keep going back to the ammo. There's something about it. See, now normally I would have used the rocket on wave. Another one. Another thing that's important to know. On top of just the game mechanics and what does the best damage on a character, how to get the most DPS or damage per second out of a character. Something that's very underrated. I wouldn't call it a skill as much as just something I learned through playing. Is the wave compositions. I don't hear people talk about it often, but I bring it up because knowing what you get every wave is a dream. You just walk into a kidding me? That Husk took like 4 shots. Just like that. You get careless and you die. So, I'm not sure why that happened or what actually killed me, because the Banshee with the gravity was in front of me. I actually got my ball on the left, making his hay. Guys. Goodbye, Marauder. Now I feel like a total scrub because I died, showing everyone how to play. Alright. Now, under normal circumstances, I would missile this wave and wave 9 to make it go faster because... for a couple reasons. One, double banshees is always a pain. They push you around the map. They push you around the map and they make it difficult to dwindle the wave budget down. However, matters not. Sorry, I had to concentrate there for a second. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Oh, and do yourself a favor, when you have a banshee in front of you, pay attention to what she's doing. Because I keep looking around because I want to make sure I'm not getting snuck up on by a ball or something, but I just took 2 warp banshee balls or whatever you want to call them. Now I'm out of ammo. I'm not supposed to be out here, but stop this banshee, run around her. Get back to where I want to be at, which is in here. Alright, so what I'm doing now is completely getting away from the strategy because, again, double banshees. Alright, so once you have that, you want to isolate, you have to. Usually you want to be kiting the opposite way. meaning you want to be coming down the ladder and having them all following you this way from the bottom up, not the way I just did it. So, I had to open right there, but went away. Wasn't fast enough. So let me come in here and get some ammo. I've kited everything, so now the banshees will be the first thing to get back to me. I'm sorry, the roof run right by you. Find you a corner where the raptor can spread you up. Shooting the marauders with one shot. And that's the end of wave 8. Got one more wave to go before the last objective. We got 2 hacks so far, so some good RNG karma hopefully is in our midst. Now, since I've already died once, I'm not gonna have a flawless solo. Not that this is what this is for, but as you can see, this this setup is again, I tend to think he's tanky. I think he's got plenty of shields to work with. Come to the wall, Banshee. I think he's got plenty of shields to work with. And you're finished. Thanks for playing. I think he's got plenty of shields and armor to work with. And health. Well, his health is low because he's a Geth, but now, since we got some... I'm not saving my missiles for anything in particular. You could potentially use 1 or 2 here on wave 9 if you want to speed things up a bit. Out of here a little bit. So this Banshee's over here, the own work ball's just kind of hanging out, thinking she's cool. She's not. And of course, I'm cutting the wrong way, so I'm gonna go back down this way. Hopefully, I get the result I want. I probably won't though. Just kind of draw them this way. Alright, so knock 2 groups out. Now, one of the things that you want to be very careful of when kiting, when you start doing stuff, you want to know where the respawn is. You have to. It is imperative. Like for right now, I hear a Banshee coming. And I just killed a Banshee. Now I'm gonna leave out of here because that Banshee could have spawned anywhere. And as you can see, she spawned over here, away from everything. Which is probably the most dangerous spot she could be because while I'm dealing with everything else on the map, she's over here basically waiting for me to make a mistake. And at that point, her having to drop on me is more dangerous than anything that's in front of me. And it's because Banshees have the same thing. And we all know that. So decided to drop one here because there should be a Ravager out here somewhere, trying to, of course, get an angle on me that she'll never get. He or she, whatever you want to call it. Alright, well, that takes care of that. So basically,
they have records on Reaper indoctrination.
Look at that, 3 hacks.
Hack the security on the data.
Now, I'm going to try to cheese this hack,
Stay close to maintain
and I was successful. If you want to know how to do that, and again, I didn't hack the game or anything, I didn't, you know, I didn't cheat the game or anything like that. If you think I did, you know, whatever, I'm not gonna argue with you. What you do is you activate the hack circle, and then you walk out to the nearest side. You just get out of there as quick as you can. You can dodge out of it. You can teleport out of it if you have a character that does that. And as long as your Omni tool stays lit once you leave the circle, and then as you can see, the hack progress bar will still continue to fill up. So I'm going to start getting this stuff now because sorry. No banshee, no marauder, no brute. Alright, well, that takes care of that. So that is the story. That's how you solo with the Geth Trooper. That's how I would do it. There's a million different ways it can be done. Obviously, you can, you know, you can use different weapons, you can use different gear than what I used. You know, if you choose to perhaps go with a more, a stronger defensive build, you can do that. Obviously, the flamer effect will not kill things as fast as what I outlined in this video. And you can see the hunter mode speed is allowing me to just basically run circles around everything on the map. And you can see those little red outlines there. I know where everything on the map is, so one of those bunches stopped. Know the map, people. Know the map. If you can know the map, you don't have to look at where you're going. You know where you're going. You know where you want to go next. You know how to get there. You know how long it'll take you to run around this piece and that piece of map. Bye, Marauder. Yeah, so knowing the wave budgets, knowing what's around you, being aware of what's around you. I got killed once for being careless, and the rest of the challenge was pretty straightforward and simple because of it. So there you have it. I know I just talked for like an hour straight, but I hope that this video gave you guys some insight as to what goes into soloing, what goes into know what goes through my mind while I'm trying to get stuff killed and stay alive at the same time. Yeah, so if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try to answer them as best I can. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Collide out.